This is the SwitchBot Evaporative Humidifier, and this has got to be by far one of my favorite products of 2024. Not because it's a smart humidifier, but because SwitchBot has really thought outside the box on how a smart home should work, where one smart home appliance could help out another smart home appliance, thus helping you even further than just having that one. And that's what this does when paired up with the S10 Pro Smart Vacuum. So this humidifier is pretty expensive for what it is. It does a great job at humidifying your air. So if you have dry air in your house, you know how it is in the winter or when you're sick, it just doesn't feel good. So having that extra humidity in the air is definitely a plus in a lot of situations. But downside to it is that you have to constantly fill these things up all the time. You have to clean it and maintain it. Well, the nice thing about this one is SwitchBot came up with a way that you do not have to fill this up anymore. It will automatically fill up for you. Now, I do want to thank SwitchBot for sending this out to me for a full honest review, but this is not sponsored in any other way. When I first saw this, I absolutely love the idea about this. Love that you're able to use another smart home appliance that works with this one that takes out a job that you don't like doing in the house. And that's what a smart house is. It just automatically does something. So when the water gets low here, it will automatically send the robot to the fill station, fill that reservoir up, come over to the humidifier and start filling that up. Now, you might be saying the reservoir in the smart robot in the vacuum is kind of small. Yes, it is. So it will have to take multiple trips. I think it takes like 30 or 40 trips to fully fill up. And then depending on how high you're running this, what fan speed that you have it on, it's going to use up that water and the whole process will have to start over. And if you're doing that every single day where you have to fill up that water manually, it's a task that is very tedious and I never enjoyed it. But, you know, if you want humidity, you got to get the water there somehow. And this system now takes that out of the equation. Now, you still have the option of using this humidifier all by itself. You can cover up the front of it where the robot, the vacuum attaches, and you won't have to see that end. And then you can manually fill up the water, either bring over a pitcher of water, or you can remove the entire tank and bring the tank over to the sink. It's totally up to you. Now, you still have to clean this, unfortunately, and there's systems in the app that reminds you when to clean it and maybe to replace a filter or two, which is about 240 hours. You have to remove it and clean up the filter. You can put the filter in the washing machine and dry it and then put it back in, but you really want to make sure this thing is kept clean because otherwise it's just putting all that stuff up in the air and then you're breathing that in. So definitely don't be lacking on the cleaning when you get that notification that needs to be cleaned. Now the water tank is decently sized, about 4.5 liters, which in my testing, I go through a whole tank about every single day. Now, sometimes it varies depending on what fan speed I have it on, which there are 4 different fan speeds plus a sleep mode. So if you are a light sleeper and it's in your bedroom and you don't like that noise of the fan, it can, on level 4, it can get pretty loud. So definitely keep that in mind. You can adjust that fan speed down, but keep it on. And then the sleep mode will turn off the little indicator light on, which, by the way, that indicator light does turn red to let you know that water needs to be added. But if you have the S10 Pro, obviously the robot will automatically do it for you. You can also pair this with a SwitchBot meter, which will allow you to do automations and put it into a humidity mode or auto mode, depending on how much humidity that meter is actually reading. You can also bring this into your smart home assistants like Alexa, Google, and Apple Home through Matter. You will need a hub too that supports Matter, but unfortunately, In my primary system, which is Apple Home, it is simply a on and off control. There's no other controls in there. It's just a switch. Where in Alexa, you do have on and off controls, and then you can also select one of those 5 levels I talked about earlier. So having this in your smart home platform allows you to do even more automation. Maybe you want to turn this off when no one's home, or maybe you want to turn it on when someone's home, or based off of some other sensor in your smart home. You can definitely do that now with Matter support. I do wish that showed up as a humidifier in Apple Home, since Apple Home supports humidifiers, but unfortunately right now it's not. Hopefully that day will come when it is. Nevertheless, it's not that bad just being an on and off switch. And my only minor cons is that it's overpriced for a humidifier, especially if you don't already have the S10 robot. Other smart home humidifiers in very similar size costs a lot less, so having this as just a standalone humidifier is way overpriced. So you really are going to be buying this because you already have the S10 robot and you want that water delivery functionality, which is awesome. Then it's totally worth that price. Second thing, keep in mind, it does take a lot of trips for the robot to go from the water station back to humidifier. It takes probably about 30-40 trips to fully fill it up, so it's going to be running for a while, so definitely keep that in mind. All in all, this is brilliant and innovative. I love the idea of a smart home accessory like the S10 robot being able to fill up a smart humidifier, so that takes that task off my hands and the robots can do it. That is what a smart home is all about. Absolutely love this from SwitchBot, which is one of my favorite smart home companies. They are very innovative and they come up with crazy stuff like this first, and I gotta give it up to them. They did a great job with this product. It is designed well, functions well, and I love that little robot, even though I see it going by every now and then filling up that water. You just gotta be careful not being a tripping hazard, but you know, I digress. It's really, really cool to see the technology here today where one robot is helping out another. And if you like to seeing this innovative stuff too, make sure you hit that like button and let me know what your ideas are down in the comments below. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I hope this video was helpful. See you guys on the next one.